1, attempt murder, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 2, battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 3, extortion by threat, a felony. Count 4, intimidating a public officer, a felony. Count 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all battery on an officer, the same named victim. Oh, and by the way, I do not know any of the other victims named in the criminal complaint. Those are all felony offenses. Count 10, performance of act or neglect of duty and willful or wanton disregard of safety or persons of property resulting in substantial bodily harm or death, a felony. Battery on a protected person, count 11, that's a gross misdemeanor offense. Count 12, battery by a prisoner, a felony. Count 13, unlawful act related to human excrement or bodily fluid, a felony. All allegedly occurring on January 3rd of 2024. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, I understand.
Can you afford to hire a private lawyer at this time? I'm sorry?
I'm trying to,
Can you afford to hire a private lawyer of your own expense and choosing?
no, not at this time, no.
Are you a veteran or a member of our military?
No.
I can appoint a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And prior to Your Honor calling the case, I did, as a friend of the court, talk to Mr. Redden about his right to a Valdez-Jimenez hearing. I know that he did not have one in initial appearance court. However, he's going to be choosing to waive the prompt hearing given the circumstances that happened yesterday in district court where he's already been sentenced in his other case.
Okay, so he was sentenced?
Correct.
Okay, was he sentenced to jail or prison?
Correct.
Okay.
1948.
Okay.
So he understood that and said that he's not trying to have the hearing today.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Deobra Redden is in the news again. If you don't know Deobra Redden, he's the man shown in the now viral video doing the Superman leap over the judge bench and attacking a Las Vegas judge by name Mary Kay Holtus on the 3rd of January, just around the time that she was about to pass sentence on him. Now, when this happened, they had to suspend the sentence for the original charge for which he was there. Fast forward, the Monday after that day, Judge Mary Kay Holtus came back to court and passed the sentence, but then she made a statement that he is going to face another trial for the new charges that had been leveled against him for the attack and other things that followed on the 3rd of January. Fast forward, it has started. Now, on Monday, prosecutors actually updated the charges they were filing against Deobra Redden for his attack on Judge Mary Kay Holtus, and the updates now ended up with Deobra Redden, among other charges, also being charged with the attempted murder on an older person. That is how serious this has become for Deobra Redden. For his initial crime for which he was on trial in the first place, he was sentenced to up to 4 years in prison by Judge Mary Kay Holtus. But I think that case in itself and the summary of it in its entirety seems to pale in comparison to this second trial that is about to commence for Deobra Redden, because as at just this past Monday, the charges have been updated to now include attempted murder on an older person. An older person here being Judge Mary Kay Holtus, because bear in mind, she's actually more of a senior citizen. She's past 60 years old. Now, in actual fact, Deobra Redden faced more than a dozen charges during his initial appearance. And if you look at the current number of charges that have been leveled against him now, that is about 5 more charges being added. And now, he is actually in hell. If any of these charges stick, especially the charge of attempted murder, Deobra Redden could actually be going away for a very long time. But just in case you are wondering what the complete list of charges are, of course, I'm here to bring them to you, and then I'll add my 2 cents. So after the complete review and update, Here are the full list of felony counts that have been leveled against Deobra Redden for his attack on Judge Holtus and the subsequent incidents that ensued afterwards. The first charge, is the charge of an attempted murder against an older person. Like I explained earlier, this older person here is Judge Holtus. The second charge is battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm against an older person. Here again, the older person is Judge Holtus. Extortion, that's the third one. The fourth one is intimidating a public officer with threat of force. The fifth one is disregarding the safety of a person. The sixth one is battery by a probationer or parolee. Seventh, unlawful act regarding fluid by a prisoner in confinement. Now, this was another act that Deobra Redden allegedly performed when he was being held after he had attacked Mary Holtus. It has been alleged that he actually spat on one of the officers who was with him in the holding, and as such, that is also an offense and it's a felony. And the last one, but not the least, battery on a protected person, but this consists of 6 counts, and I'm sure it might include a number of people involved, in total 6. So if you count them, you have about a total of 13 felony charges being leveled against Deobra Redden, all because he just couldn't keep it together at the time of his initial sentencing for whatever crime had brought him there, and now, as a result of that, this is where he finds himself. Top on the list is he facing the charge of an attempted murder on an older person. Now, my 2 cents. First of all, to start this was chaired by a new judge, and I think that is rightly so. But then, this new judge started with some preambles. The first that she said was to explain in detail that she doesn't have any personal relationship with Judge Holtus. She went on to talk about the fact that she knows Holtus, but it's on a casual note. It's more about a professional thing. They don't have any personal relationship, and that she also knows Holtus's child, and the child is also in the legal fraternity, but would have no consequence on this trial about to begin for Deobra Redden. Now, I think that it was important all these things were ironed out by the judge, because as was being anticipated when Deobra Redden was about to be sentenced by Holtus after she returned from the attack, some people were thinking that there was going to be some sort of retaliation on her part or on the part of the legal system. Now, fast forward for the trial to begin with regards to Deobra Redden attacking Judge Holtus. Some people are still thinking that, how do we know the new judge who will sit on this second trial is going to be free from any personal ties to Judge Holtus? Because people are expecting that by virtue of this second judge also being in the legal fraternity, there's a very high probability that this person might have a form of connection or a form of strong tie to Judge Holtus, and this could lead to some form of bias in the judgment or something of that sort. It is not a far-fetched thinking, given the fact that what Deobra Redden did to Judge Holtus is literally an attack on the justice system, so to speak. But then, I think that these guys are professionals. I think the legal fraternity is not just a group of people who are having legal qualifications to do their work, but they have code of ethics and they have controls in place that also guide their conduct and decisions. So it was very important that this judge who came in took her time to iron out all these things so that it's clear. And she had to do that also in accordance to one of the laws. And she stipulated it, that it's disclosure because she's complying with one of their laws. And she even went on to explain that she also does not have any personal relationships with all the other persons involved as victims in this case. And that will include the officers who were also caught up in the whole Deobra Redden Superman attack issue on the 3rd of January 2024. So I think that this judge laid out all the cards to try and explain to people how unbiased she's going to be, how unrelated she is to the victim in this trial, that is Judge Holtus, and also the fact that her professionalism is what she came with and she's coming to dispense justice as should be in a fair manner. Now, I looked at her disposition and demeanor and I think it was straight to the point. No dilly-dallying, no excesses. It was straight to the point. But some people also feel that she was direct and it seemed as though she was throwing the book at Deobra Redden. I don't think so. For me, I believe that especially on the back of what has already happened on the 3rd of January, this judge is not leaving any room for any drama. She's going straight to the point and making sure that this is dealt with and everybody moves on. That is my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but let me know what you think in the comment section about all these things. What did you observe? Let me know if maybe I missed something on that. So fast forward, a date has now been set. And guess what date it is? Yeah, they are meeting on Valentine's Day. Deobra Redden has a Valentine's Day court session with this new judge for his trial to start. And they are not going to exchange chocolates, neither are they going to exchange any love, because he is going to be on trial for the attempted murder against an older person, in addition to other 12 felony charges. And I don't know if Deobra Redden can beat this. I was even wondering which lawyer is going to represent him. He was asked if he could afford a lawyer, and the judge proposed she could appoint one for him. I don't know which lawyer would actually want to take on this case, because again, some people are of the opinion that this guy is going to stand trial for attacking a judge. Now, any lawyer who will step up to defend him on that might lose face in front of the justice system, fraternity. Again, I don't know how that sticks. You know, sometimes people from the outside looking in sort of make some of these assumptions innocently, of course, I presume, because they think that some way, somehow, there's some form of caucus everywhere, and some of these things are not spoken, but they are implied that, hey, if you do this, you are not really in good standing. But I don't think that is the case. We've seen cases where lawyers and even judges have sometimes been at the other side of the wrong side of the law, and they've had to face whatever they are supposed to face. But that in itself is also a bit different from this case, where in this one, the judge is the actual victim and everything also happened live on camera. How do you beat that? How do you beat that? I'm even wondering the defense that the lawyer of Deobra Redden will put up. I don't know if you have a defense in any case. If you are watching this and you think they can have an angle of defense too, you can let me know. But these are the things I'm seeing, and I don't see any way out for Deobra Redden. Well, there is also the mental health card that his family is pushing, specifically his sister and his foster mom. I don't know if that will also stick. I don't know if that plea will be successful, but I'm really waiting to see how this trial will go. For me, I'm anticipating that they may come on the back of mental health and maybe something else. I don't know if they will add provocation, because some people on social media are trying to imply that he was provoked. by the judge, but I don't see anything that the judge did which meant that he had provoked her. But that's just me. I'm not the law. So, interesting times ahead. Valentine's Day is not going to be a chocolate day for Deobra Redden. He's going to have a date with the law and the justice system. And we are going to see how that will play out. I'll be following this case keenly, as I'm already doing. And trust you me, as and when there are any updates, I'm going to bring them to you. And then we'll see what follows from there. Until then, leave your comments in the comment section. What do you think about the position of the judge, her demeanor? Do you agree that she was very firm and threw the book at him? I don't. I believe she was just being very professional. Do you agree that she's not going to be biased in any form? Do you agree that Deobra Redden actually deserves all these charges? Do you agree, or do you think there should be more? And what defenses do you think Deobra Redden and his defense team are going to put up? And do you think they are even going to be successful, given whatever defense they will put up? Let me have your view and your opinions in the comment section. So, till I come your way, you know what to do, right? Yeah. Hit the subscribe button. And stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one.